Good morning. Welcome to your winter 2026 Strength and Balance session with me, Angie. Happy New Year. Hopefully everyone had a good New Year. We're going to start off with going back to the basics a little bit for today with our strength and our balance. Quick reminder for yourselves as well with your workout today. It is your workout, nobody else's but yours. So do what works best with you. If you want to use any equipment, that is up to you as well. You could use weights, you can use the resistance band, or you don't have to use any equipment at all. Making sure that you have a piece of support furniture nearby. I've got my chair and I've got my wall here, and also making sure that you have water nearby as well. We're going to get ourselves started, and then anyone else who wants to come on in will come on in. All right. We're going to start off with a nice gentle march. Nice big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Two more, nice big breath. And out. One more, nice big breath. And out. Excellent. We're going to take those shoulders for a nice roll to the back. You can make them small, gentle rolls, or you can make them big, giant rolls. Your comfort on your shoulder joints. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. 2, and 1, and reverse. Take them the other way. Need 2 more. And 1. Excellent. We're going to warm up those ankles. So we're going to push on the ball of our foot, pedaling those feet. I'm going to turn sideways just for a minute here. So you're pushing on the ball of the foot. And if that's not comfortable, you can stay with marching on the spot, listening to the body. I'm going to do a little elbow bend up, like a bicep, down towards a tricep. Pressing that arm up and down. Pushing on the ball of the foot, warming up those ankle joints. Now we're going to keep the feet the same, but we're going to change up to rolling our wrists in 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Still keeping those feet the same, rolling up those wrists one way. And roll the wrists the other way. These are going to turn into changing into our hip circles or hip figure 8s to warm up those hip joints in 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. So I'm going to take my feet nice and wide, keeping a nice soft bend in those knees. You can go circle or those figure 8s. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And of course, if we go one way, we're going to go the other way. Now these are going to turn into a heel dig to the front with a nice gentle punch to the front in 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. So I'm doing a little heel dig to the front. So my toes are coming up. And I'm going to do a nice little gentle punch to the front, keeping a soft bend in my elbow. Still nice and tall, nice and long through that spine. Excellent. These are going to turn into a few hamstring curls, where we're going to warm up the back of the legs, pushing our arms to the back. We're going to warm up the back of the arms, those triceps, in 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. So I'm gonna bring my leg up, bending at the knee, trying to kick my bottom. Now you can keep hands here if you'd like. You can use your chair to hold on to if you'd like, or press those arms to the back. Excellent. These are going to turn into a few high knees to the front in 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. So I'm going to bring my knee up about 90 degrees with my hip lining it up. I'm going to do a tap. But if you need to warm up just a little bit more, or you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, you can use those arms and press into those knee lifts or high knees. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Give me 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give it all a little shake, shake, shake. Hopefully we're all feeling nice and warm this morning. Take a nice big breath in. And up. One more nice big breath. And up. Excellent. Grab yourselves a nice little sip of water, then we'll get into strengthening the lower body. I'm going to scooch you back just a little here. Hey, there we go. All right. So, your comfort here, I'm going to give you 2 options. If you would like to use your chair, you can use your chair to do our sit to stands, so nice and tall, pushing the weight through the heels. Or if you don't want to use your chair this morning, and if you'd like standing, we can do a standing squat. So I'm going to do a standing squat this morning. So my feet are going to be about hip width apart, soft bend in those knees, shoulders back down and relax. I'm going to turn sideways just a little bit here. You're going to be pushing those hips towards the back, like you're hovering over a porta potty. So shoulders back down and relaxed, bending and breathing for that 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give those a nice little shake, shake, shake. Now your comfort here, I'm going to take my feet a little bit wider this time. Toes are going to point outwards. Shoulders back down and relaxed. Soft bend in those knees. Sitting nice and tall. Breathing it in through the nose, out through the mouth. Taking your time with it. Going at your pace and what feels good for you. Breathing it in and out, and here we go. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give those a nice little shake, shake, shake. The next movement we're going to do in just a few minutes, we'll give ourselves a little break in between, is going to be what's called a curtsy lunge. So it is up to you. You don't have to do this one if it doesn't feel comfortable. I'll give you a front lunge that you could do instead. So the curtsy lunge is going to be where I'm going to take my leg behind the body to its toe and then kind of squat down and then bring it to the other side. Squat down. All right, like we're curtsying to the queen. They're coming. Queen and king are coming. Now, if that's not comfortable, you can always stick with your front lunge. You can use your chair Supportive wall if you need to. So one foot in front of the other, back foot's on its toes, nice and tall, and bending down and up. Okay, so bending down and up, not forward, but down and up like an elevator. Okay, your choice, your comfort, listening to your body. I'm going to do my curtsy lunge. So still nice and tall, shoulders back down and relaxed, soft bend in those knees, taking my right leg behind first to its toe, nice little bend, and up, then bend and up for 7. And it's your comfort on how far behind you want that leg to go. There's 6. Or how far down you want to go. 5. Four. 3. 2. And 1. Excellent. It goes a nice little shake, shake, shake. We're going to do one more round of those ones. Your comfort, that front lunge or this curtsy lunge. Take that little breather in between. Get yourselves nice and ready. Shoulders back down and relaxed. Soft bend in those knees. Last round of these ones. Here we go. For 8. Whoop, balance. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Excellent work. Give those a nice little shake, shake, shake. We have one more for our lower body. Grab yourselves a drink before we do that. So the last one that we're going to do, you may want to use your support furniture. Or if you want to challenge yourself with your balance, you can do it without it as well, but have it close by. So shoulders are going to be back down and relaxed, nice and tall through that spine. I'm going to have my feet about hip width apart, shifting the weight to the one leg with a soft bend in that knee. My other leg is going to come out to the side, going to your range of motion for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give those a nice little shimmy, little shake. We're going to do one more on that side, then we'll switch to the other. So once again, if you need to reposition, shoulders back down and relaxed. Shift the weight to the one leg. Soft bend in that knee. And when you're ready, we're going out for 8. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give those a nice little shake, shake, shake. Switching sides. So feet hip width apart. Shift the weight to the other side. Shoulders back down and relaxed. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Going out for that 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give those a nice little wiggle. We've got one more of those before we work on some core. Reposition if you need to. Shifting the weight. And last set of these ones, go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give those a nice little shake. Now this is your choice for what we're doing with our core. You can choose to be standing if you'd like, or be seated, as always for most of the exercises that we do. I'm going to be seated for my core for this one. So I'm going to sit close to the edge of my chair here, nice and tall, shoulders back, down, and relaxed. Listening to the body, I'm going to give you 2 different options. Option number 1 is you can try to reach for the toes. Option number 2 is elbow to knee. Listening to the body, doing what's comfortable for you. Sitting nice and tall, shoulders back, down, and relaxed. Adding that little pelvic tilt. And I'm going to kick out first. Here we go. Ready for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Taking that little breather in between. We're going to go through another round of those ones. So once again, shoulders back, down, and relaxed. Nice and tall through that spine. Little pelvic tilt. And breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Reaching for those toes. Going for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right. We're going to do another core. It's going to work our side. So I'm going to shift my chair just a little bit here. Easier to see. So still sitting a little closer to the edge of my chair. Still sitting nice and tall, shoulders back, down, and relaxed. Your comfort with your arms, you can have your arms to the side, or you can have your arms behind your head. We're going to just do a small little bend from side to side. Or arms are down here, that little bend side to side. So we're not overdoing it where we're falling over. We don't want that. Just a small little bend, small little tilt, side to side. I'm going to have my arms down by my side. Feet are about hip width apart. Nice weight in those heels. Shoulders back, down, and relaxed. Breathing it in through the nose, out through the mouth, and going for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give those arms a little shake if you need to. Reposition if you need to. Got one more set of those before we get into our arms. So once again, shoulders back, down, and relaxed. Nice and tall through that spine. That core is nice and contracted. Working every little aspects of all parts of the body. Here we go. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. If you need to grab yourselves a nice little sip of water, go ahead and do so before we get into our arms. So when you're standing back up, if you need to, pushing the weight into those heels and standing up. Your comfort with your arms, you can choose to stay seated or standing. I'm going to be seated for my arms. So I'm going to turn my chair ever so slightly. Still sitting nice and tall. You can scooch back a little bit in that chair if you'd like. You don't have to be on the edge. Shoulders are back, down, and relaxed. Now you can choose to use your weights if you wanted, or the resistance band. I'm not going to use any of those today, but it is up to you. Make the workout work for you. So I'm going to do punches. So some punches to the front. Now if you're using a resistance band, that's going under the arms, holding on to the band, going punches to the front. So shoulders are back, down, and relaxed. You're going to keep a soft bend in those elbows. And I'm going to gently punch to the front, your pace, your comfort, for a count of 8. So we're going to go to the front. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. We are going to do one more round of those ones, although we're going to pick up the tempo just a little bit on those. So your comfort, I'm going to go just a little bit faster with those punches. Still sitting nice and tall, shoulders back, down, and relaxed. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Bringing those arms up and punching for that 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give those a nice little shake, shake, shake. Now, we're going to do one more of those ones because we can. So this time we're going to go extra fast for your comfort if you wanted to. So once again, shoulders back, down, and relaxed, nice and tall. Bring those arms up unless you already have it with that band or using those weights. And we're going to go for that 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give those a nice little shake, shake, shake. And breathing it on out. The next arm movement we're going to do, if you're using a resistance band, it is going to come in front of you. Excuse me. It's going to come in front of you and you're going to hold it in front with both your hands. I'm going to turn my chair just a bit here. So we're going to do our back pulls. So if you're holding your band, you're going to be pulling those arms to the back, squeezing those upper shoulder blades. If you don't want to use your band, you don't have to. Same motion as what I just did. Fists are coming together, soft bend in the elbow, squeezing those shoulder blades to the back. So you're pulling it to the back. All right, we're going to do a few of those. You can use your weights with this if you wanted to as well. Still sitting nice and tall, shoulders back, down, and relaxed. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Bringing those arms up and pull back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Relax. Give those a nice little wiggle or a shimmy and a shake. Take that little breather in between. Now we're going to do those again. So reposition if you need to. Shoulders back, down, and relaxed. Bringing those arms out to the front and pull them back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give those little shimmy, little shake. We're going to do one more of those ones before we do our last set of arms and get into balance. So take that little breather. One last set here. Arms out to the front. And we're going to pull it back for that 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give those a little roll, little shimmy, little shake. We have one last arm movement we're going to be doing, which is called a lat pull down. So you can use your band with you if you'd like, your weights if you would like, or with no equipment. I'm going to use no equipment for this last one as well. So my arms are going to go above, putting my fists together, soft bend in my elbow, and I'm going to then pull down, bringing it back in and pulling down. So if you're using your resistance band, you're going to be using it a little bit with your hands closer together and then pulling it down wide, letting it come back in together and pulling it down wide. All right, last set of arms, here we go. Shoulders back down and relaxed, nice and tall, soft bend in the elbows, breathing it in through the nose, out through the mouth, going to your range of motion, and go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Gently bring those arms down. Give them a little shimmy, little shake. Little roll. Excellent. We have 2 more sets of those ones there. Whenever you are ready, breathe it in through the nose, out through the mouth. Arms are coming up. Soft bend in the elbow. Pull it down for that 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Release. Little shimmy, little shake. We're doing awesome. Feeling good on this Friday of our first week of winter session for 2026. We've got one last set. Here we go. Arms are up, soft bend in the elbows, pull it down for that 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Bring those down, give those shoulders a nice little roll. Give them a little shake. And grab yourselves a drink before we get into balance. Excellent. So I have my support furniture close by. I've got my chair or I have my wall. So the first one that we're going to do for our balance is our heel raises and then our toe raises. So I have my feet about hip width apart, soft bend in the knees, shoulders back down and relaxed. Using your support furniture, your comfort, I'm going to have just like my fingertips on the wall or on the top of my chair to help me out with balance if I needed to. And we're going to hold up in those heel raises for a count of 10. So, my support furniture if I need it. Feet about hip width apart, shoulders back down and relaxed. Going up on those toes, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Here we go. Hold it up here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Excellent. Pardon me. We're going to do that again. So we're going to raise up onto those toes, holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Come on down. Give those a little shimmy, little shake. This time we're going to raise our toes, going back on those heels. So still feet about hip width apart. Shoulders back down and relaxed, nice and tall. Your comfort, fingertips or grabbing onto that support furniture. And raising those toes. Here we go. Raise those toes up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring them down. Excellent. Little shimmy, little shake. One last set of those ones. When you're ready, we're going up on those, raising up those toes, going back on those heels. Here we go. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Give those a little shimmy, little shake. So this next one here is going to be maybe a little bit more challenging. It's up to you. You don't have to add that extra part onto it if you don't want to. But we're going to do a single leg balance. But we're going to challenge ourselves just a little bit with raising up on our toes. Yes, I know. Your comfort. If you don't want to, you don't have to. So my feet are about hip width apart. I'm going to shift the weight to my one leg with a soft bend in that knee. My other leg is going to come slightly up to the front. And then for 3 seconds, we're going to try and go up onto that toe. Hold 3, 2, 1, and come down. Okay? Little shimmy, little shake. Then we'll switch it to the other side. So shifting that weight to that one leg. Other leg comes slightly off the floor. Holding support furniture. And your comfort. If you want to go up on your toes, you can. If not, that's okay too. Ready? 3, 2, 1. I'm going up on my toe, holding for 3, 2, 1, and down. Excellent. We're going to try that 2 more times. And then we'll switch sides. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, going up on those toes, holding 3, 2, 1, and down. One more time. Ready? Here we go. Breathing it in. Up we go. 3, 2, 1, and down. Excellent. Give those a little shimmy, little shake. Switching sides. Whee! So shifting the weight to that other leg. Soft bend in that knee. Taking the other leg out to the front. Holding on to that support furniture if you need to. And we're going up on those toes. Here we go. For 3, 2, 1, and down. 2 more times. Ready? Here we go. Up and hold 3, 2, 1, and down. One more time. Here we go. Up on the toes. Hold 3, 2, 1, and down. Give those a little shimmy, little shake. Nicely done. If you need to grab yourselves another drink, grab yourselves another drink. And then we're going to work on another different balance activity, still raising up on those toes. I'm going to slide my support furniture over just a little bit. I'm going to take my legs. I'm going to do a little bit of a split stance. So 1 foot in front, 1 foot behind. Now it's your comfort on how far you want them to go, but we are going to try and raise up on those toes and come back down. So the farther apart it's going to be, the more challenging it'll be. So soft bend in those knees, shoulders back down and relaxed. Got support wall here for me. I'm going to raise up on those toes and see if I can hold it for a count of 10. Listening to your body. You don't have to go the full 10 if you don't want to. Ready? Here we go. Up on those toes, holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down. A little shimmy, a little shake. We're going to do that one more time on this side. Are you ready? Here we go. Up on those toes. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one, and come on down. Excellent. Switching those feet around. Soft bend in those knees, shoulders back down and relaxed, nice and tall. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Here we go, up on those toes. Hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Excellent. One more, and we'll start to stretch us out. Ready? Here we go. Up on those toes. Hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come on down. Excellent. Give those nice little shake, little shimmy. Grab yourselves a nice little drink if you'd like, and then we'll start to stretch us out. Excellent. Giving ourselves enough space here. Taking a nice big breath in. And out. Two more. Nice big breath. And out. One more. Nice big breath. And out. Excellent. Taking those shoulders up towards your ears, pushing them back and down. So up to the back and down. Up to the back and down. Up, back, down. Three more. Go up to the back and down. Up, back, and down. Last one. Go up to the back and down. And now give them a nice, good, big roll if it's comfortable on those joints. Breathing in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Excellent. Give me one more to the back. And reverse. Couple to the front. One more to the front. Excellent. Giving those a nice little shake. I'm going to take my one arm across my chest. Dropping that shoulder. Giving it a hold or a hug. I'm going to sway my hips and roll my wrists. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Rolling my wrists the other way. Excellent. Gently releasing those arms. Taking the other one across the chest, dropping that shoulder. Giving it a hug or a hold. Wiggling those fingers. Giving those hands an open and a close. Excellent. Gently releasing those arms. I'm going to take my right arm to my left hip and looking over my left shoulder. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back to center. Left hand to right hip, looking over right shoulder. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back to center. Giving that a little wiggle. Your comfort for stretching the lower half, you can stay standing or be seated. I'm going to be seated for the lower half for today. I'm going to take my right leg out to the front for that hamstring stretch. So I'm going to scooch just a little bit closer to the edge of the chair. Shoulders back down and relaxed, nice and tall. That hip hinge forward, upper thigh or down by the toes. Now we did a lot of calf work today, so if you'd like an extra stretch in those calves, see if those toes will come a little closer to the nose. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently release those toes, that same leg. If it's comfortable, you're going to take up for a nice hug. And I'm going to roll my ankle one way. And roll the ankle the other way. Excellent. I'm going to give my toes a little bit of a point to the floor, point to the ceiling, floor, ceiling. One more floor, one more ceiling. To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. One more. Go left, right. Excellent. And your comfort into the 4 sit. So that 4 sit where it's by the floor, midway, or up top. Still sitting nice and tall, listening to the body. If you need that extra little stretch, that hip hinge forward. Gentle press on the knee closer to the floor. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently releasing that leg on down. Taking the other leg out to the front. Still nice and tall. Hip hinge forward. Upper thigh or down by the toes. If you need that extra stretch, seeing if those toes will come closer to the nose. Breathing in through your nose, out through the mouth. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently release those toes. If it's comfortable, take that leg on up for a little hug, or you can also keep it by the floor. Rolling that ankle one way. Roll the ankle the other way. Giving those toes a little point to the floor. Ceiling, floor, ceiling. One more floor, one more ceiling. To the left, to the right, left, right. One more left, one more right. And your comfort into that 4 sit by the floor, midway, or up top. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. You need that extra stretch, that hip hinge forward. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently release, taking that leg on down, giving those legs a nice little shake, shake, shake. I'm going to turn my chair here. Taking those arms around that chest, giving yourself a nice hug and a nice big breath in. Releasing it out. One more, bringing it around. Nice big breath in. Release it out. And then this time, around the chest, giving yourself a nice pat on the back. For a job well done, we made it. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next week.